Take a deep breath in. As you breathe in a resourceful feeling of calm and relaxation. And as you exhale, just allow any feelings of worry, stress, or tension to feel like it's leaving your body in that outward breath. Notice as you relax the muscles around your eyelids, you start to release even more tension. Feeling a wonderful sense of calm and tranquility, and noticing that the deeper you breathe, the more relaxed you become. And the more relaxed you become, the more your mind awakens. As you breathe in and breathe out, use the power of your imagination to imagine 100 years in the past, and imagine a traditional farmer in the countryside with acres and acres of fields. I want you to get a sense that you're observing the farmer. These fields are not ploughed. So at the point where the farmer ploughs the fields, there is no return on that effort. But if the fields aren't ploughed, the seeds won't take root. I want you to get a sense as you observe the farmer manually, before technology and machines, ploughing all of these different fields, just putting all that time, all that effort, and getting nothing back. And then imagine, after all the fields are ploughed, seeds are being planted. And maybe this is in autumn. The seeds are planted, but aren't expected to do anything for months. And the farmer, after all the seeds are planted, may start looking at the barren fields and think that all of that time spent ploughing and seed sowing was a waste of time, nothing to show for it. But just imagine the time horizon is stretched outwards, that if in doubt, zoom out. And all it needed was patience. Sometimes the hard work has already been done, and all it takes is a bit of sunshine and water to take that hard work and turn it into something incredibly valuable. I want you to think about the time that you've already invested and the money you've already spent as fields that you've already ploughed and seeds that you've already sown. I want you to think that this perhaps is the winter before the spring. I want you to get a sense that there are things that you could do now that would give you a huge return in the future, and start to think about some of those things. Maybe that's time with your family. That the time that you invest is planting seeds that would lead to the fruit of stronger relationships in the future. That creating content and publishing it in all different ways is sowing the seed of credibility and thought leadership that would lead to loyal audiences in the future. I want you to get a sense that you are more than willing to play the long game. You value your time in all its ways. Anything you can delegate, you will delegate. Just because you can do something doesn't mean it makes sense that you have to do something. I want you to get a sense that sometimes it's possible to be an alchemist of time, to simply create time out of thin air. The ancient alchemists tried their best to turn lead into gold. And most people would agree that you can't magic time out of nowhere. That time is a finite resource that is always dissipating. But I want you to imagine looking at that old farmer, that while he was ploughing the fields, he was exercising his body, getting fresh air, and simultaneously dreaming about the future that he desired. The farmer was doing 3, 4, or 5 things, all at exactly the same time. When he was sowing the seeds, maybe he was planning and analyzing what kind of crops people needed the most. I want you to get a sense that it's possible to dovetail outcomes, where by doing one thing, you can end up doing 3, 4, 5, even 6 things at exactly the same time. So in the same way that the alchemist tried to turn lead into gold, you could turn 1 hour into 5 hours simply by figuring out ways to do multiple things at the same time, or to get multiple benefits out of the same thing. I want you to get a sense that you're observing the winter over those fields, thick snow, ice, grey clouds. But before long you see spring. The snow melts and you start seeing the shoots of those seeds planted long ago starting to sprout up. And I want you to get a sense that what looked like it was wasted time now enabled the farmer to be the alchemist. Seeds of low value turned into crops of immense value. And at the end of the first harvest, the farmer could sell all of those crops, but keep as many seeds as he would need for the next year. I want you to get a sense that a lot of what you're doing now is less like a crop that gives you a return 1 year, and more like a fruit tree that gives you fruit every year. And maybe it's one video, one article, one concept, one book, that by doing the work once, it becomes an infinite toll booth of value that returns again and again and again. I want you to gaze into a future, your future, not the farmer's, where what you're doing now pays dividends in the future. That you are sowing seeds, you are laying the foundations for a desirable future, a future of balance, balancing family time, feeling like you're contributing financially, but also giving you the ability to impact the world and feel challenged and stimulated. I want you to get a sense that you're seeing that future. As you think about the old Chinese proverb, the best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago, and the second best time is right now. So what if you start planting the trees now that you would want to experience 5, 6, 7, 8 years in the future? Feel like you're playing chess 3 or 4 moves ahead, and feel that what you're doing is not a job or a burden. It's a hobby, something you choose to spend your time in, that gives you a feeling of stimulation and fulfillment in the moment, but also could lead to incredible things in your future. And the ideal future to think about is the most desirable future. So think about the most desirable future. A future where you get everything that you want and more. And then work backwards. Strategy is deciding what you want and then figuring out what you need to do now to increase the probability of that outcome. So as you imagine that compelling vision of your future, don't be surprised if ideas pop into your head about the seeds to sow now that could lead to those fruit trees of your future that give you fruit forever. Imagine seeing the farmer with a smiling face at the end of summer when it's time for harvest. Through hard work, turned barren fields into fertile soil into abundant crops, and crops into a harvest. The abundance was always there, but it needed the vision of the farmer to see the value and to cultivate it. So allow yourself to see your future value in advance, to cultivate that value, and to do what is desirable now that could lead to something even more desirable in the future. One of the few times where you get to have your cake and eat it, and then feel like it's time to return to the present, feeling a sense that you have all the time in the world. There is no ticking clock on planting these seeds or picking the fruit. Allow yourself to go at your pace, but noticing that when you do things that could lead to things that feel good in the moment and will give you value in the future, you tend to do it more and more often. So as you feel like you're returning to the present, take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your nose. Just wiggle your fingers and wiggle your toes. Connect fully into the present moment as I now count from 1 to 10 to awaken you. Starting to count. 1, 2, 3, waking up. 4, 5, 6, more alert. 7, 8, open your eyes, open your eyes. 9, 10, wide awake, wide awake, wide awake.